What's up, y'all? This is Erik Griffin. I want to talk to you about HelloFresh. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and most importantly, affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Big shout out today to Helix Sleep. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz and they'll match you to the mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Find your perfect mattress at helixsleep.com/Griffin. Let's start the show. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. Riffin with Griffin. Okay, hey, what's up? Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. No regular intro today. Or maybe I showed the intro that my boy made. I don't even know. I'm winging it. New angle this week. I'm still in New York. It's dreary as hell today. Oscar Sunday. I haven't watched one of these so-called Best Picture Oscar movies. You know, I feel like the Oscars have turned into like the guilt. It's like whatever guilty movie where people have to suffer. That's supposed to be entertainment now. Like that's supposed to be artistic, right? But anyway, we'll get into that. But first, just want to say, what's up? Welcome to Riffin with Griffin, you know, from NYC. It's your boy. I'm in my hotel room. That chair that they have in the hotel is so uncomfortable, so I'm sitting in this. I'm just sitting on the edge of the bed, but even this is going to be uncomfortable. I should just lay down over here and do my podcast, but this is like a chill edition of Riffin with Griffin, so I want to thank everybody for being here, you know. Yeah, so I'm back. I'm still in New York. So last week's episode, I told a really great story about, you know, meeting Ray Romano for the first time and going to the comedy club. But I kept saying the wrong comedy club. I kept saying Caroline's, and what I meant was the Cellar, the Comedy Cellar. That's what I meant. So you regular listeners who, you know, and some people know, they hit me up like, did you mean Caroline's? I thought you performed at Caroline's already. Yes, I have. It's just, you know, 2 C names, and I was just really overly excited to tell the story about Ray Romano and shooting this movie. Yeah, so we went to the Cellar. Actually, last night, so because I, you know, met with the lady and she saw me perform or whatever it was last week, so I had like 2 paid spots, regular spots yesterday at this Comedy Cellar in New York. So I went to the Comedy Cellar last night. It was like I went up and then Ray went up after me. He wasn't being promoted. He was actually being promoted by the character in the movie, which is funny. Because I guess if you put like Ray Romano's going to be there, you know, then maybe more people will show up than he want. I mean, he's just trying to be chill. He hasn't really performed stand-up in a while. But the guy's just funny, man. You know, he's just funny. He just says things funny. It's just interesting to watch. But he's a really good, cool dude, man. I got to tell you. Like real cool, down-to-earth guy. For a guy that was making so much money at the height of Everybody Loves Raymond. And I mean like the highest paid actor on television. You know what I mean? He was making bank, generational wealth. And he's still here doing it. And still just sort of like a chill guy. You know, he wants to go to the pizza place. You know what I mean? He wants to walk down the street. He loves to just chat with you. You know, he's dressed like a hobo. You know what I mean? I always find like the richest guys, they just like, it's not like he's wearing Louis Vuitton or whatever. He don't floss, man. He's just like a simple dude. It's just really refreshing. But I don't know. I mean, whatever. Like, you know, what do they say? I always feel like there's two times that you see a person's personality, or the worst. How about this? The worst parts of their personality come through. Some may disagree with the first one. I say when people are drunk, it shows a lot about themselves. Some demons come out when the people are drunk. But alcohol affects people in different ways. So I'm not going to say that's exactly who they are, because I've been challenged on this. But I will say that it shows something about them, right? You got happy drunks, you got flirty drunks, you got angry. When somebody's like an angry drunk, I feel like, you know, your inhibitions are down, and now this is how you really feel is coming out, and you're just like, you know, violent or whatever it is. I don't like that. But the other one, which is like, this is really accurate, is when people are rich. When people start getting some fame and success, when people start getting, like, they come into a lot of money, and all of a sudden their personality changes. Like, they don't talk to people they used to talk to. You're like, what happened to you? Why are you acting like that? Or they, I see this a lot in entertainment business. I have people. I'm talking about people at the Comedy Store. I ain't gonna call out people's names. I ain't gonna put people on blast like that. I'm not trying to like get into some like drama, right? But there's a lot of people at the Comedy Store who all of a sudden became famous, not overnight, but they went from like you working to all of a sudden superstardom, and these motherfuckers act different. They different now, funky in the hallway. There's some people like got really, really famous, and all of a sudden they acting like they don't know you. They just act weird. And that's just like, so you're just a dick. This is like you've always wanted to do this, so you're a dick. Listen, I'm not super famous, but, when I'm walking down the street, I know when somebody knows me, when they're like, hey, Montez, especially at the height of Workaholics, I never like to be like, oh, cool. Hey, I do take advantage of the privileges. I like stuff and I'm bougie. I like to upgrade when I'm on a plane. I like the best room in a hotel that I can afford, right? I like certain luxuries, but when it comes to just interacting with regular folks, I try to be pretty chill, pretty much the same person. I don't let the fame and fortune, whatever, try to get to me. But it's not like even I have a lot of that, but it's enough, especially at certain places. Like if I go to Vegas, being in Vegas, that's like that age group. People that go to Vegas are Workaholics fans, They see me at the table. Hey, whoa, my God, what are you doing here? I don't like to notice it. My friends notice it more than I do. Got a buddy of mine, we'll be at a restaurant when it first really started happening big, and he'd be the first one to be like, yo, man, that table over there, they know who you are. And I would just kind of be like, you know what? I don't care. Because you know why I didn't want to care? I really don't really think about it too much. It's because I don't want to miss it when it's gone. Because it goes. I got a lot of friends of mine. I've been in the business a long time now. I've seen people, they get on sitcoms, things have started going. They were like on cartoons. If things was going like, oh, and then it just all went away. And they miss it. I can see it on their faces. That's how jealousy comes up into play. Envy. You can't be like that. Like I've been in the business long enough now to see people who were coming up pass me, or people who were coming up get like equivalent success or even a little bit more. But and then you have to look at them and be like, yo, good for you. We were in the hallway at the same time. We were like, someone is like that. Chris Redd. I remember when he first came to LA and he was just like talking about, being broke and, just trying to like make it into business. And then now he's like on SNL, a star, bona fide star, on another sitcom, always working, movies. The dude works. And I'm like super proud of him, as somebody that I was older than him, but I seen him, he's surpassed me. And I'm like, good for you. I'm super supportive of the guy. So, you have that kind of stuff happens. So you see that in the business. So that's why you have to keep an even keel. You got to keep your wits about you. You got to keep your personality intact so you can still be like cool with people when you see them. It's tough. It's an ego check. Your ego gets challenged all the time in this business, especially in the comedy business, because it's like, you'll be like on a lineup at a certain spot, and maybe you're in that spot because of what you're currently doing, what's happening in your life, or even previous accomplishments, right? And then, here comes the young whippersnapper who comes up, and then you see him, and you have like a certain hierarchy, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you don't even know when it happened. This dude's taking your spot, or he's right there with you. And then you're just kind of like, oh, what's going on? That can be challenging to the comedian's ego, especially when you've been doing it for a long time. Because this is like, it's a leaderboard, right? Like you're playing golf or something, and sometimes people are going to be doing better, or they're going to do equivalent. And they come out of nowhere. They're playing against the course of entertainment business. So you just got to be prepared for that. I don't even know why I went on this rant. I've been doing like a lot of stream of consciousness type stuff when I'm doing my podcast recently. But anyways, I remember now. I'm just saying, Ray Romano is just a kind of dude that feels very chill and humble guy. He's got a good balance of, like, we went to Nobu. He's kind of guy, hey, let's go to Nobu, And he took us to Nobu, his partner, and the DP. We were sitting in Nobu, and he's like, what do you want to order? And he's just ordering a bunch of stuff, $800 bill. It's nothing. He pulls out his gold card, boom. It's on me, that type of thing. But at the same time, he's like, let's go to the pizza place. And we're walking down the street getting pizza, and he's just yip-yapping like a normal guy. I don't know, like, why we say that. I don't know why we say that, like, when we're around super rich, successful people, why it's important to us for them to, like, be just like us. But at the same time, it's like, they don't got to be just like us. They're not. Their life's different. They had a different path. And if you're super successful, you should be able to enjoy your super success. So it's really just about like a person's personality, how they deal, how they function in that world. You know, some people feel guilty with a lot of success, or some people are afraid of success, so they don't want to achieve it. But there's no right or wrong way to act. I mean, it's just a common sense approach of like, are you a decent person? Are you relatable? You know, and this is why someone like that can become successful on a sitcom called Everybody Loves Raymond, about a family guy, you know, and then how that's why it was, he embodies that guy. It was his act, you know, he's got twins, he's got, you know, this it was based off him. So it's not surprising it's someone like that. So when I watch him do stand-up, you know, it's like, his phrasing, the way he puts words together is just funny. It's why the sitcom ran for 10 years or whatever it was, and it's still on the air now in syndication. So kudos to him. The movie's going well. I've been posting like these weird pictures of myself in the outfits. I'm playing like an outrageous character. I feel like the comic relief in a really dramatic, you know, dramedy type movie. But I'm watching these scenes play out. And there was this really great scene that I get to witness that's happening at a wedding scene, you know? And I got to tell you, it was written by Ray and his buddy Mark, who worked on his show Men of a Certain Age that was on TNT. Anyway, so they've been working on this movie for 6 years, and it's just a really powerful scene. And I just find myself, I'm missing my cues. I'm supposed to stand up at a certain time, but I found myself a few times just watching it play out, being like, wow, this is really great. So I'm not just saying that because I'm in the movie. I'm telling you, when this movie finally comes out, whatever the title of it's going to be, you really got to check it out. It's really like when somebody's passion project and they finally get it off the ground, it's good to see. So this is a good Ray Romano project. So yeah, you know, went to the cellar. The first time I did it, I was nervous, but this time it was chill. I was cool. Just pow, 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 just right back in my element. It's a magical room. It really does remind me of the OR in LA at the Comedy Store. There's just something about like the configuration or something about like the essence of comedy that's in the room, that is, so many greats have been in there and so many, you know, it was cool. I saw Louis was at there, you know, and he did comedy, and I watched him. Louis C.K. You know, he's the embattled comedian with all the controversy and you know, misconduct behavior, and you know, he got canceled. So he's, you know, I don't think somebody should be canceled forever. At a certain point, I mean, even our justice system doesn't work like that. You know, you go to prison and you do your time, and then you get out, and you're supposed to be, you've done your time. So I don't know. I'm not speaking on whether he should be able to do his craft or not. That's not for me to say. But I do know, I could tell that it's more difficult for him because whatever like carte blanche he had before to get away with saying whatever he wanted to say, there's something missing from that now that he has to rebuild. You could tell, you know, he's got to rebuild that, you know, equity. Like, I have to rebuild this so I can make a point. You know, it's hard to, when you're a kind of comedian that puts things together controversially, you know, and talking about certain hot topics, and you're bringing them up to make this overall point to make everybody think. It's hard to do that when people go, well, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this kind of stuff anymore. I believe when I'm watching him that he's lost some of that equity. He's lost some of that where people, okay, we forgive him for saying this, certain words, certain phrases, certain things he's talking about, where before it would be like, okay, well, he's going someplace, so let's see where he's going. So now people are like, you have a feeling of like, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm overthinking it because I'm a comic, but just watching, I just felt that sort of vibe. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, they don't let you record, so nobody's recording and stuff, which is good. I mean, I think that, like, you guys don't understand that when you're a comic and you're working out your act, it's not great. Or you might say some things that are just not, you know, appropriate, especially in these sensitive cancel culture times. But in that process of trying to figure that joke out, over time, then you're going to get into a place where it's like, okay, this is acceptable for society, I guess is the term. Or it falls within the range of like, this is super inappropriate and offensive, to over here where it's like just, you know, it's so vanilla, nothing's happening. You want to be someplace there where even the people that get offended by everything can go, okay, I understand what you're saying. All right. And, you know, you want to find that balance. So you need the time to go do that in front of a crowd. You know, I don't understand why people don't get that. You got to be able to talk in front of a crowd. You got to be able to work it out. You got to hear when people laugh and don't laugh. You got to be like, ooh, that didn't work the way I thought it was going to work. You got to, and it has to be done in front of a crowd. We can't do that in front of a mirror by ourselves. We need feedback. So the way people, you know, they're ready to like record and be like, I can't believe he said this. And they put it on the internet for what? For your fame? What? For what? Sucks. It sucks that we can't just have an experience. Can we just experience this in the now and that be it and move on from it for live performance? You know, like this happened here. It doesn't need to be shared. It doesn't need to be captured in a time capsule to be replayed over and over and over again. Sometimes can we just share this moment right now and it be nothing else? It's tough in this day and age with the way technology is. But, you know, it is what it is. More power to the guy. Again, me supporting a comic working through his demons does not mean I condone any person's behavior, because that's the jump people make. You know, it's like you mention someone, and then people translate that into what they want it to mean. Oh, well, because you said this, it means you know, A, B, and C, and it's like, I mean, it's not true. Don't speak for me. And that's your own personal opinion. I don't care. You know, I'm really tired of the fact that we have to like pretend like we care what cancel culture people think. It's like, who cares? I'm glad you have that opinion. That's your opinion. The fact that we weaponize that is what's the problem? Everybody should have their opinion. You don't like something? Great. But don't make your opinion fact. You know, you're speaking for someone. Well, because that person said that, he's now racist, this, that. It's like, no, that's just what you think. We really got to work on that. But I don't know. Who knows, right? I don't know about if New York cares about health and safety. But it's just a dog and pony show, though, I feel like. I'll give you an example. You know, like, forget about New York for a second. Let's just talk about, you guys don't know what's going on sets right now with the COVID restrictions. It's crazy. Even when I filmed the pilot, Bucktown, you know, there's this whole thing. You know, they have these zones. You know, first of all, we're tested 3 times a week. 3 times a week. Every 2 days, you have to get a COVID test. All right. I'm vaccinated. Most people are. And make sure you check out my vaccination videos on my Patreon if you want to be a Patreon member, patreon.com/Erik Griffin. But most people, you know, so anyway, you get vaccinated, all right? Not vaccinated, you get tested 3 times a week. So by the time it's time to shoot, you've been tested a couple of times now. You're in the clear, you know? So you're on set and they have these different zones, you know. So the actors are zone A, let's say. Then they have other people who are zone B and they're not supposed to be around zone A. So they got all these weird ass restrictions, right? Everybody's wearing a mask and a face covering, and it's like, and that's the part that gets me. To me, it should be, all right, we're clear. Is everybody clear? Everybody's tested, especially now. Who's vaccinated? All right. Why are we wearing a mask? Let me tell you something. It's so uncomfortable. It's so like, it's always present on your mind. You're just like, oh, fuck, mask. I feel restricted, On a set, you're an actor. You're trying to like get into the thing. You got this stupid mask. And then there's like these mask Gestapo who are on the set too with these idiotic SAG restrictions, right? So they're there right there. Can you put your mask on? I need you to put your mask on. Oh, it's like set Karens, And they're just always like, if you pull your mask down for a second to like, you're scratching your face or whatever. They're, hey, I need you to put your mask on. Ugh. And they hate their job. You could tell. They don't want to be those people. They need to find people. It's like, this is like meter maids, So but here's the part that kills me. All right. This is a dog and pony show to pretend like they care about health and safety. Because once you say action, we're about to shoot the scene. You take your mask off. All the extras, everybody's taking their mask off. All the actors and performers, their masks are off. 3-4 minute scene. Where you think COVID is like, oh, they're shooting. I'm going to wait over here till they finish shooting. And then I'll try to attack them when they put their masks on. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Everybody's tested. Everybody's vaccinated. What are we doing? And if you're going to tell me, well, you could still pass it, okay, then we shouldn't be shooting at all. But if we're going to be shooting, we're making an agreement. We're saying, all right, I've done all I need to do. I'm being tested 3 times a week. I've got my vaccination. I'm willing to go on set and risk the chance. That's what I'm saying by taking the job and working. I'm saying I'm okay. If something happens, I'm okay with that. But this dog and pony show of like them trying to pretend like they care about health and safety is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like when you go to a restaurant, the whole shit is ridiculous. I've talked about this before, but it's like, oh, when you walk in, please hold your mask. Who's that for? Who's that for? Right? And then as soon as you sit down at a table 4 feet away, oh, you could take it off. Now you're in the safety zone. There's no safety zone. If you're one of these people who are like always talking about masks and you go to restaurants, you need to shut the fuck up. Okay? I don't want to hear you. Because what are you talking about? You think that the disease stops at a table? No. You're just saying to yourself, I'm sick of this and I need to eat. I want to eat and I want to have my mask off. Sebastian Maniscalco, we've been hanging out. It's been great. Every night we went to dinner after the shoot, and it was good catching up with him and just laughing. We laughed a lot. We had a really great time walking around at these different restaurants. It was just fun times with him. So kudos to him. But we went to this one restaurant, right? And we're sitting outside on an uncomfortable ass table with a picnic table, like, this bougie, fancy Italian restaurant. And they have these restrictions. So they come over like, can you fill this out for contact tracing? You're like, what? Okay. All right. You know what I mean? I think it's ridiculous, but okay, I get it, just in case, right? And then it's like, when the waiter comes to the table, can you please put your mask on? It's like, fuck you, man. What? We're outside, cold ass weather, and you gotta sit in here, and every time the dude comes over, can you, like, what? It's like overboard. Like, never going to that restaurant again if I'm in New York, because who wants to put up with that? It's like you're mid eating, you're cutting your food, and okay, I gotta put this down and okay. Is everything okay? Yeah, bitch, everything's okay. Get away from the fucking table, dude. One of the just waitress comes by, goes, why not? And she's obviously, she didn't even say anything, right? And I knew. I was like, what's going on here? What do you think about this? She was like, I hate it. It's just one of those things where it's like the owner of that place is one of these people who are like, I still want to make money. I still want to make money at my super expensive fancy place. And then I want to have the perception that I care about health and safety. As long as there are people sitting in a room, because there's people inside too, by the way. As long as people are inside and they have their masks off, a majority of the room has their masks off while they're eating their food. Don't tell me you care about health and safety, because when somebody walks over to the table, all of a sudden now putting the mask on at this point is going to make a difference. That much of a difference is what I'm saying. New York's bananas. They got people, eating on sidewalks, right? Hundreds of people walking by, And like now when I'm sitting at this table with my mask off, all of a sudden I'm pretending like somehow I'm safe, but then there's people just walking by. I don't know what we're doing. Listen, I'm all for health and safety, but I'm not all for like people pretending like they're for health and safety. It's all for optics. This dog and pony show that's going on everywhere. What's up, guys? I'm here to talk to you about my new sponsor, HelloFresh. You get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. You know what I love about this kind of thing is, you know, when you want to cook something, let's say you have a recipe, you want to cook something, and it takes onions. But when you go to the store, you don't buy one onion. You end up you have to buy 3 of this, 4 of that, and then to make one meal, you have enough to make 6 meals, but you don't necessarily need those ingredients for those meals. That's why you get this, because it's pre-measured. So if you need 1 onion, there's only going to be 1 onion in there. And that's the best thing about getting these sort of meal services. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips, just like what I'm saying. So you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or less. It's fun, it's stress-free. It's actually a nice hobby when you cook for yourself and you feel better about the food and the meal, so I highly recommend it. HelloFresh offers 25 plus recipes to choose from each week, from vegetarian meals to craft burgers and extra special gourmet options. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Like if you have allergies, you know, you set it up what you want. Like say if you're vegan, or if you're like you have a dairy allergy or you have a nut allergy, you don't even have to worry about it because you put all that stuff in and they send you exactly what you need to make a perfect meal. So I really do highly recommend it, all right? Get better value. HelloFresh is 20% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store and 72% cheaper than restaurant meals without sacrificing the quality. That's the best part about that, all right? So go to HelloFresh.com/12Griffin. That's 12 Griffin, 12 Griffin, and use code 12 Griffin for 12 free meals, including free shipping. Wow, did you hear that? That's HelloFresh.com/12 Griffin and use code 12 Griffin for 12 free meals, including free shipping. Damn, it's a good ass deal. So you guys go to that website right now. Let me say it again. HelloFresh.com/12 Griffin and use code 12 Griffin for 12 free meals, including free shipping. HelloFresh. Let's get back to the show. Ugh. Am I an anti-masker? I am, I think. I hate it. I get it. I do it. I have plenty of them. I wear it. You know, I'm not going to be a person on a plane like, you know, with my mask off, like, you don't tell me what to do. You know, I'm not that person, but I could complain about it. It's my brand. I complain. I get a lot of bitches that complain about my complaining. You're a bitch. I just want you to know. Anytime you come to my page and you complain about me complaining, you're a bitch. Okay? You're doing exactly what I'm doing. If you're at home like, this guy complains too much, let me go on his Instagram. Yo, man, stop complaining. You're complaining, bitch. Shut up. This is my brand. You come to me because I complain about stuff. That's my comedy. That's who I am. And I own it. You own it, bitch. Yeah, you. When you're writing right now, ooh, and I know I'm getting to you because you're like, oh, if I say something now, I'm a bitch. But I got to say something because I don't want him to think he got to me. So now you're in a quandary right now. Are you going to put your comment? Are you going to put your message? Huh, bitch? Go ahead. Put your message. Put your comment right now. Go ahead. Show me how you're a bitch. Prove to me you're a bitch. Guys, when you see a comment of somebody bitching about my complaining, just hashtag, hey, you're a bitch. Just put it right there for them so they know. So they know that they're the ones, okay? Because I'm owning this shit right now. I own it. I have a thing called Bitching With Griffin. This is this part right now. I'm bitching about the people bitching about me bitching. You a bitch. What's up, y'all? I'm here to talk about Helix Sleep. Look, I'm in this hotel. I'm on this terrible ass mattress. Okay, I miss my Helix Sleep mattress, y'all. Everybody's unique, and Helix knows that. So they have several different mattresses types. So the big thing about them is they had this 2-minute sleep quiz. You take the quiz, you tell them how you sleep. You like it soft, hard, medium, side, stomach, back, body type, style, and they match you to the mattress that best suits you. I got a great one at home, and I can't wait to get back to it. Helix is awesome, but you don't need to take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 and by GQ and Wired magazine. Now, I need you guys to go to helixsleep.com/Griffin. helixsleep.com/Griffin. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to the customized mattress. I keep saying that because it's the most important thing about that, getting a customized mattress. So I want you to do that. They have a 10-year warranty, and you'll get to try it out for 100 nights for free. They'll ship it for free. They'll come pick it up for free if you don't like it, but I know you're going to like it. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Griffin. Get there. helixsleep.com/Griffin and have the best sleep of your life. So I don't like wearing masks. Is it okay? Nobody likes wearing masks. You wear the mask because you think it's helping you, because it's protecting you. You think you're protecting others. Oh, that's another thing too. Like when you're on a set. So I'm wearing a mask to protect other people. I'm the one that has to test 3 times a week. I'm the one that has to test. I'm the one that they meant to make sure, are you vaccinated? Okay, so the actor, we're good. We don't need to protect you. It's all the other people on set, they wear masks. The camera guy, the whoever, right? But we're the ones that had to go through all this rigmarole to make sure that we're good, we're safe, we're ready to go. There's no COVID in our body. We test it 3 times a week. Why the fuck am I wearing a mask? What am I wearing a mask for? All you're doing is making actors uncomfortable. Okay, I'm bitching. Now, you know what? I hear it. That's enough. I made my point. You know what? Can I vent on my podcast? This is Venting with Griffin. It's just annoying. It's annoying to me because the moment they say action and we have to take our masks off, is this when, like, how are we safe right now? So, no, we're making an agreement that at this moment right now, we're saying someone could get it or not get it, and we're okay with that because we need to finish this job, which creates money, and you know what I mean? So at that point, you don't really care about health and safety. So stop with the dog and pony show. It's just, it's just super frustrating, man. All right. What else is going on? I don't even know what's going on. I want to do my spoiler alerts for, I usually like to do it at the end, but I saw the finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I was a little disappointed. So spoiler alert. I won't go into too much detail about what was happening in the episode, but I don't know. It was, it's like you got to have a final fight. You got to build up to like, this is what's happening. And then they sort of like teased that this is going to continue to go on. You find out who the villain is. I won't say some secret villain, the power broker. You find out who that is. And I will say that, again, I did feel like it was real cheesy, right? There was like some cheesy moments, like when the Falcon's new suit and he's got the Captain America shield, and when because Bucky he asked the Wakandans to do him a favor, so he wanted, because the Falcon outfit got messed up, so he's like, yo, can you make a new Falcon outfit for him? And he asked that favor, and they made this because Wakanda could do anything apparently. So when he lands with the new look suit with the thing, I had a little moment of like, yeah, you know what I mean? And there's like, they still got this sort of like racial thing going on, kind of addressing the racial divide in the country, even within this show that they had probably made previously, but it's something that's always present. It's ever present, Yeah, it was good, I mean, it was good, but again, there's some cheesy moments. But it's like, it's the hardest thing to do is to finish something. So the build up to it is the best part. Then they don't always achieve. But this is like an ongoing, open-ended story. Like, these guys are not going anywhere, and I think that they overall did a good job. And so I don't want to spoil too much. So I'm not even going to talk about it further than that. But, you're going to watch it. I think you should watch it. I think it's a decent enough ending to this little short mini series. And for me, it's like, I hope it continues. Like, I hope they just keep making these shows. I hope this show continues. I hope they don't stop it. I mean, I hope that they convince like the bigger actors in the Avengers universe, in the Avengers MCU to like come. Like it would have been dope if Thor made an appearance. Because at a certain point, you can't have some major thing happen in the MCU universe on this television show. And because we're going to be like, where's the Hulk? You know what I mean? Where's Black Widow at? Or whoever's still alive now. I don't even know if Black Widow's dead, but is she dead? I don't know. Where's everybody in the world? So the Loki one is coming next, Loki. And I saw the preview for that, and I really like it. I really like this whole thing about there's like a time cops and all that kind of stuff. A time bureau that is like keeping track and making sure that the universe is, on point, and Loki's messing it up. So I really like, and that guy that plays Loki is a great actor. So I'm looking forward to that series. So Disney Plus, he came through. It took you too long. And I hope that there's not this like big gaps in between the series and stuff that they do. But this is great. I think they're doing a great job with the Marvel Universe portion of Disney Plus. So that's my short thing. All right, so what should we, I guess you're probably wondering, why haven't you talked about this? But so let's talk about the major news from the past week is, the George Floyd, the Chauvin case, the officer that murdered George Floyd, he was found guilty. My first thought is, I guess I've taken a week now to really think about it. Just the build up to it is like, I was nervous. Because I was alive, I was living in Los Angeles when the Rodney King verdict came through about those officers. And there was videotape footage. They beat the shit out of Rodney King. Like when you look back at that video, what that use of force is ever necessary. If you think about it right now, like if that case was being tried today with that video footage, would those guys being let off now? With the consciousness of America, with all the white guilt that has been galvanized and like all the young people who are now like, yeah, we're going to be the generation that does it right, which I'm not mocking it. I'm just saying it's just you've been pushed into it because you had to be pushed into it. And so sometimes it's taken too far. Like, the wokeness is taken to the point of annoyance, but that's what's necessary, I guess, to make change. But when you look back, I remember the Rodney King beating and everything, the buildup and the trial. And then when these guys were found innocent or not guilty, my God, the place went crazy. And rightly so. I mean, it was just like a explosion of, I don't condone the actions that were taken. They were pulling white people out of trucks and beating them down and peeing on people and killing people and burning down business. It was just a mess. But you understood why. You understood that like there was no other outlet. What recourse do people have when you could beat a dude? You could take a dude out of his car and viciously beat him, get captured on video, and then through a government trial, they say the people that did this are not. They're not guilty. What other course do you have? You have no. There's no outlet other than this violent destruction. That's how people thought at the time. You know what I mean? I think that's the feeling when you see looting and rioting and that kind of stuff. I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it does really any. Sometimes the result might be some positive action, but I feel like it could have been done a different way. But I'm not arguing that right now. My point I'm trying to make is I was nervous for this trial, and I think a lot of people were nervous. I was reading some of the things about what the defense was saying, and I was like, wow, is that really the defense you're trying to take? And then he was trying to go for a mistrial, and then stupid Maxine Waters running her lip, thinking she's helping. I don't know if it's true or not in terms of, because the judge himself says, well, she's giving you for this verdict to be overturned later because of her inciting, and then the judge not sequestering this jury and the judge telling them, hey, don't watch the news, y'all. I trust that this jury is not going to watch the news. So, but to me, it was like, that's terrible to think that like it could be overturned from these sort of technicalities. That video, that 8-minute video of him murdering this dude, that's not enough. Like you think that that should overturn anything that anybody would say, but that's our government. That's the judicial system, checks and balances and whatever, the laws for mistrials and appeals and everything that goes with that is a strange process. So let's hope. And then there's also the sentencing. Like, who knows? According to in Minnesota, I heard, people they do 2/3 of their jail sentence anyway. I mean, this guy could be out of prison in 12 years. Is that enough time for what he did? Who knows? You know what I mean? So it's not done yet. But my point is, on the heels of that, I was worried. I was like, oh man, what if I'm here in New York. I'm like, what if this dude if he's found not guilty? I mean, there would be just riots in the streets. Like, people would just be like, no, like, you clearly don't care about black people. Like, that would really be the message, that somebody can do that. Thankfully, though, they found him guilty, and quick, because that was another thing too. If the jury was in there deliberating for more than a day, I'd be like, what are you guys, what? Like, it seems to, like, I don't care who you are. Even if you are a Klan member and you hate black people with your soul, and you saw that tape, even if you hate, you'd be like, oh, they caught him killing him. That should still be your thought process. Even if you feel like this, he's supposed to do that because those people aren't real. Whatever they don't deserve life. Whatever you think, you still know this is a murder. That's what I'm saying. So for that jury to be deliberating for more than any time that they needed to deliberate, I thought that was a good sign too, because I thought even that would cause trouble. I thought if they were deliberating for more than a day, even that would make people, like, there'd be protests and rising up like, what are you doing in there? So they went in. It was quick. Boom, boom, boom. Guilty on all charges. I mean, to have that kind of video footage of the 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So there it is. But now there's this sort of like, you got what you wanted. But it's like, did we get what we want? You know what I mean? I don't know. Wait, I gotta return this text. I know I'm doing everything like this is like live. I'm not even gonna edit this part out. So it's like, now there's like this sort of feeling that people have of like, okay, so what's next? Like what's next? Like, people are celebrating. It's like, damn, that's how bad it is. But you have to celebrate something so clearly seems to be open and shut case. I don't even know why it even went to trial. I mean, it's a weird thing for this guy to come, but I get it. Who wants to admit what they did? They're not going to do that. It's like it is what it is. I'm surprised he didn't try to take a deal. Maybe their deal was offered, this amount of jail time, but the defense prosecution was like, nah, we got to open a shut case. We're going to court. So who knows, man? Who knows? But then you had this other case now where I don't know what the girl's name is. I should have researched it, but the stream of consciousness, the 16-year-old girl, she got a knife. She about to stab another girl. The cop shot the girl. Then immediately it was an uproar again. Like, if this was the same thing. LeBron James tweets out something. He takes it down because it started to make hate, and the people that hate LeBron James and what he does, they're using it as a way to attack him, But he had the balls enough to be like, you know what, I got to take this down. Put up another statement. Then even the police put up a statement on him saying like, yo, man, you need to get all the facts straight before you gaslight people with this like rhetoric, because that is what it is. Like, it's case by case, okay? It's like, not every time. Like, if we want to talk about the police force and their use of force or their techniques in these situations, let's talk about that. But it's not every time that they have to use force that it's racial. That's hard for people to understand. especially coming off the heels of what we just saw. But what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to, like, what is this person supposed to do? It's like tasing. They say, well, shoot him in the leg. That's all the things people say, as if people got that kind of aim, that kind of training. What is this guy, trained marksman? In the moment, this cop sees this happening. Is he thinking to himself, well, this ain't a movie, let me shoot him in the ankle and make sure this, it's just not, I don't know if they're that properly trained in the first place. Like if the problem you want to say is the cops need better training, and then in the situation they're showing that they're not trained to the level of a Green Beret, then you want to tell them what they should have done in that situation. It's a tragedy that someone is now dead. A young woman is dead. Her family is mourning. My condolences go out to them, But this is just one of these situations where we have to just take a minute, assess everything before we put it in the same category as George Floyd. I guess I want to finish off by talking about, this is my problem. So now they got this gun control stuff that they're talking about. Biden's trying to push through. It's just about background checks. I don't understand why that's such a big deal. Let's do an extensive background check before somebody gets a lethal weapon. Okay? How is that such a bad thing? Why is that, what rights and freedoms are being taken away by being like, yeah, can we make sure that the person that gets this isn't somebody that's going to end up killing people? Let's try our best. Even if we fail, let's just do our part. But here's my thing. We're fighting the left, the right, progressive, liberals, conservatives, fight about guns. Do you know who's laughing? The gun companies, the gun manufacturers. Because my question to them is, why are you still making lethal weapons? Where's the phase guns? Where's the sleep guns and the freeze guns? Why is the taser technology still stupid? Why are they still shooting why are they shot like that? Where's the instant freeze serum or something, like darts that go into people that make them where's that stuff? Why haven't we upgraded the weaponry? Where's the phasers on stun, man? I think gun technology reminds me of electric car technology 25 years ago. There was that documentary, What Happened to Electric Cars. This reminds me of that so much. It's like they made these bullshit electric cars. The gas companies were like, nope. And then they made them look stupid. Nobody wanted to buy them. It got put aside through greed, corruption. And now look at us now. I got an electric car. There's so many great looking electric cars now. It's like now it's in the collective consciousness where we're like, no, we want electric cars, man. So now they're making them. I think that the gun companies are doing the same thing to this technology. Where is this technology? Is it out there? Can somebody put stuff in the comments? Give me some links. Are there different types of weapons and guns and things that the police could be using? Like the police should be like, they get to a scene of a domestic violence, they should be able to just, they just shoot everybody. Pew, 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 pew. And everybody's like, they're like, all right, now we can find out what happened. Or something. If you're so trigger happy, give them guns that don't kill. Why does it have to be lethal force? Why are we still shooting little pieces of metal at people to stop them? Is that, we could send shit. We got a space station circling the globe right now. My phone can listen to a song and tell me who the author is and the lyrics. Your phone, what's scary? Have you guys ever thought about this? Let's say you put up a post on Instagram right now. Let's say you put up a post, and in your post you say, hey guys, I just got my vaccine. Even if you don't put any words, even if you just say, my mood today is the title, but you say the words, I got my vaccine today. All of a sudden, Instagram puts a little link up that says something about, COVID vaccine information on your video. How the hell do they know? The algorithm or something, it's listening for the words COVID and vaccine, and I got my vaccine. It's listening to what we're saying, and it's putting links up for us without our consent. So your phone is doing way more than you think. Dude, here's another one. I want you guys to do this. You go to your phone, okay? So go to your phone and go to for you. Okay. Where is it? It's so hard to like. Oh, here we go. Damn, I found it. It's like such a hard way to find it. Oh, here we go. So go to search if you have an iPhone, go to search, right? Go to search right now and your pictures area, I'm saying. So go to your iPhotos, go to the bottom of the menu and go to search. And then go to this thing called categories. And look at these categories, man. The categories, I didn't put these categories. The phone is looking at your picture and figuring out what you're doing, like sunbathing. I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, these are pictures I've taken where I'm laying out in the sun, or pictures I've taken of people where the sun and they're laying on a beach or something. And it goes sunbathing. I was like, when the hell did that become a thing? Fireworks. If you take pictures of fireworks, it goes under a category, fireworks. Basketball. Like I take pictures at the Clipper game and it shows it right there, basketball. I was like, oh shit, this phone is doing some, it's like categorizing my stuff I didn't even know that it did that. So this is the level of technology that we got going on, even at the palm of our fingertips. Just all of the technology we have in the world right now, we're still shooting little pieces of metal at people. I don't understand. I feel like the weapon technology is being suppressed, and I don't know why. I think this is the thing that we should be fighting for. Let's stop fighting with each other about should we have guns or we shouldn't have guns. Because, by the way, gun nuts, those people are all about gun safety. You ever really talk to a gun nut? They got their guns locked up. They know how to clean them. They know where they should go. You people fighting for that, we're not talking about you. You're good. You understand gun safety. It's like we're talking about people who casually get guns and then they don't know how to use them that well, and then they think they know, and then they're using them in something's going on with them, and they crack, and they want to use their gun at the post office, or they want to, like all the gun accidents that have happened where people aren't taking care of them. So they're not using proper gun safety. And we're always fighting back and forth. I think it's getting lost in this that we need to make better weapons that are non-lethal. All right, guys. I don't want to rant anymore. So that's going to be this week's episode of Riffin with Griffin from New York. I'll be back in LA, back at the Riffin with Griffin studios next week. I tried the game, but my gaming it's so hard with just shitty hotel internet. But please still check me out on Erik Griffin Gaming on Twitch, Erik Griffin Gaming. Appreciate you guys for watching as always. Again, I'm starting to put up some Patreon content, so if you want to go there, I got like 5 Patreon members, so I mean, that's, it is what it is, man. I get it, but if you want to support me and I'm trying to put out more content, go there. People have been hitting me up about a lot of things about, hey, man, can you review this show? Can you review this movie? I'm going to try to get to those kinds of things, too, and then put that stuff up either as a bonus content or even on the Patreon. I don't know. We're still working it out. And I got my guy that's helping me out with these videos. He puts these funny edits together. So I have a video up now about when I went to go get my second vaccine shot. It's a long video, though. It's 20 minutes. It might be too long. It might be boring, but there's some fun stuff in there. So you might want to check that out. But once again, this is, Riffin with Griffin. I appreciate you being here live from my hotel room in New York. I tried my best to, I set it up as best I can. I'm a one-man show. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.